Hey, it's Jeremy Hubbard in Singapore. Have a few hours to spare, but I'm not going to leave the airport. No need to, because this place has it all. I'm going to spend a day and a night inside Changi Airport, been voted the best airport in the world 12 times. They have a movie theater, hotels, restaurants, everything you could possibly need. We're going to find out what makes this place so special in this episode of Window Seat. The world's largest indoor waterfall, an amusement park, kids' toys and games galore, a Pokemon store, a grocery store with a produce department, every kind of food you can imagine and some you can't. What is that? Is that what I think it is? Don't sleep on this place. It is clear Changi has a little of everything. And as I descend on this modern city of 5.5 million, I can't wait to step inside the airport and experience everything. But I'll have to wait. Watch this. Bad weather on our approach forces our pilot to abandon his landing at the very last minute. Here it is again. Don't see this very often, but hey, better safe than sorry. The rainy deluge continues once on the ground. Torrents of rain in a place that is notorious for it. They say it rains an average of 171 days a year in Singapore, an average of 83 inches of rain every year, which may explain why malls are so popular here, and maybe why a mall is such a central focus of this spectacular airport. There's an entire wing of Changi Airport that's an entertainment and retail shopping complex, a mall with more than 300 shops and restaurants called The Jewel. It's reachable from each of the airport's vast terminals, and it is the hub of all activity here at Changi. All of it focused squarely on this, the rain vortex. It is dazzling, super futuristic, and looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The vortex is the world's largest indoor waterfall. Water funnels 130 feet down from the roof to the reflective floor below and into this subterranean tunnel. The SkyTrain right there is what connects passengers to their terminals, and what an unbelievable experience they get taking in all of this. The vortex is surrounded by what amounts to a rainforest. The Shiseido Forest Valley is one of Asia's largest indoor gardens, with more than 5 stories of greenery covering 250,000 square feet. They've planted 3,000 trees, 60,000 shrubs, all right inside here, all from forests all over the world. Just take a look at this place. It is in no small part because of the Jewel that Changi has been named the best airport in the world for a staggering 12th time as of 2023 by Skytrax. It is a big honor and a big competition, with airports from Doha to Istanbul vying for top honors, but Changi consistently comes out on top because of all the crazy stuff you can do here. Makes sense that they would need a lot of cool and interesting things to do here. 100 airlines fly in and out of Changi Airport, some 400,000 flights a year, and 70 million passengers. They got to have something to do, and there's plenty to do right here. We wanted to get the full experience of the Jewel, so we ventured out from the vortex to start exploring, starting at the very top and Canopy Park. Here near the ceiling of this impressive mall sits 150,000 square feet of recreation and leisure space. There are gardens, a suspension bridge with panoramic views of the vortex, and lots of places to pose for wedding photos and Instagram shots. Dare you to find a more photogenic backdrop than this. Also up here, you'll find sky nets where kids can bounce in midair, suspended 30 feet above the ground. There's also the hedge maze and mirror maze, the Changi Experience Studio with 32,000 square feet of games and displays showing the airport's history and how it runs, and lots of places for kids to play and just have a great time in, of all places, an airport. The cool stuff for kids continues on the floors below. There's actually a store in the mall dedicated entirely to claw machines. Like, every game in the place is a claw machine. You got it? Yeah! And if you're lucky like this guy... Nicely done. Very nice. You might just be a winner. There's also a Pokemon Center, one of very few of them outside of Japan, with everything you can possibly imagine that is Pokemon related. If you're even remotely into Pokemon, this alone will be the source of entertainment for hours. For tech lovers, there are all kinds of stores filled with gadgets and gizmos, and what has got to be the largest mall Apple store in the world. The list of high-end stores here is too long to mention, but imagine all the nicest brands you see in the best airports all around the world and double it. I won't show them all to you because I really wasn't interested in the fancy stuff. I wanted to see more of what makes this airport completely unique, like this. This is a full-on grocery store with flowers and fresh fruit and an entire produce department and a meat section. Everything. And this store, essentially a drugstore inside the mall with all kinds of candies and sweets and treats. On the subject of treats, what is a mall? What's an airport without a food court? And this place has one that takes up an entire story of this place. From the Golden Arches to Michelin star restaurants, Changi Airport has a little of everything, especially when it comes to Asian food, Asian delicacies, if you will, like this pickled pepper bullfrog with clams, which is exactly what it says it is, but I can't vouch for the taste. I wasn't brave enough. If that's a little too out there for you, perhaps the classic boneless chicken feet are a little more your speed. Let me know how they taste because, again, not brave enough. If you have the time, you could always take in a movie. This airport has a full-on IMAX multi-screen cinema. What better way to spend a long layover than taking in a first-run movie in a state-of-the-art theater right inside your airport? They, again, thought of everything here. And they were smart because they realized a draw like this wouldn't just bring in airplane passengers traveling through, but also Singapore residents would actually hop the train and come spend time here at the airport by the tens of thousands. They come here to shop, dine, take in the holiday decor, and entertain themselves. How many airports can you actually say that about? All this shopping and entertainment has made me a little tuckered out, but have no fear. Changi has that covered too. Right inside Jewel, in the heart of the mall and the airport, just a few hundred yards from your gate, you'll find the Yotel Air.
All right, folks, prepare to be wowed by the sheer size and magnificence of this room. Ready?
They are tiny rooms decorated a little like a discotheque, but they are as convenient and comfortable as it gets.
I figured out the lights, so that lights it up a little bit more. You can kind of get a better sense of what we're dealing with here in the shower. It's not bad. Small shower, but that's all right. It's got a little rain shower thing.
Now, it isn't cheap. This tiny room cost me nearly $200 for one night, but this is Singapore, one of the most expensive cities in the world. And for me, at least, the convenience of being right here at the airport for an early morning departure the next day was well worth that cost. It seems there is a race right now worldwide to see which country can build the biggest, best, most modern, most magnificent airport on the planet, from Qatar to Bangkok, Hong Kong to Paris. But the critics have spoken, and there's no better airport on the planet than Changi in Singapore, and no better place for a long layover, period. The stores, the food, look, any airport will give you that, but how many places are going to give you something like this, or a view like this? Nowhere but right here, which is why when you come to Singapore, sure, check out the amazing city, but be sure to schedule a few hours to explore the airport. Not too many places you can say that about. So there you have it, a day and a night inside Singapore's Changi Airport. There's really no reason to leave. You can do pretty much anything you could possibly want to do. Shower, sleep, go to a movie, do some shopping, eat at some really great restaurants, and have a very unique experience in one of the most modern airports in the entire world, and clearly one of the best, because nobody can beat this place year after year after year. That's it for this episode of Window Seat from Singapore. I'm Jeremy Hubbard. Thanks for joining us. We're back with a brand new episode next Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern as we share our travels from all over the world on our quest to visit every country on the planet. Be sure to leave us a comment below if we left anything out when it comes to this spectacular airport, and be sure to like and share if you wouldn't mind so we can share our journey with others. And we'd love it if you subscribe too so we can build this community of fellow travelers. Hope you stick around and watch a little more like one of these episodes from Window Seat.